Hello, I'm Doom District, and I'm reviewing my MOC Herculon V2, Toe of Iron. He is the first MOC I'm reviewing of the Toe Proxima that is still alive in his storyline. The other two were dead. Rest in peace. But this guy is very much alive and kicking. After the Toe Proxima are destroyed, basically, he goes off on his own, and eventually, when they're reformed, he becomes their leader. But enough of that. Let's get to the MOC. He is a much more substantial build than the other two that I've reviewed so far. With the exception of his arms, he's totally custom. And for that reason, I'll just start with his arms, which are just Bionicle arms. They're Bionicle limbs with extra detailing added on. So with the forelimb, you've got this metru foot added for extra bulk and armor. And then same for the upper arm, just has this Bionicle armor and then some extra Technic detailing here. The original intent for the character, or the look of him at the very least, was that he was like a robotic, like solid silver, like bodybuilder kind of guy. So that's why I tried to make him extra bulky. But for the V2 version, I kind of tweaked the idea a little bit. He's still a big buff guy, but instead of being like bodybuilder-esque, he's more like strongman circus type kind of guy. I know it's a subtle difference, but it's enough of one, I feel like. His color scheme it used to be that he was pretty much just solidly silver and then the light bluish gray that's closer to the silver. But I thought it would be neat to mix in some more muted colors and some of these nougat color. It's like a light brown. I think they call it like nougat or something. But it kind of gives him like a rusted look, and also makes him not just so monochrome. This big green sash helps with that as well. He does have these Exoforce fingers to hold his clubs, which is something that old-timey strong dudes would use to work out with, so that's why I gave him these as weapons. For his legs, he uses these like slicer Technic pieces as the main parts of the leg. It's a pretty common thing to do, I think. These are the same feet that he had originally. They're just solid silver. They're all right. These big tires kind of hinder his like ankle movement a tiny bit, but if they weren't there, he would have tiny little ankles. The asymmetricality of the character is kind of I don't know. I liked it originally, but the more it goes on, the more I've seen the build, the more I kind of want to make him at least color-wise symmetrical instead of having this like gunmetal and this silver. I kind of just want him to be the same on both sides. Obviously, he won't be perfectly symmetrical because of how his sash like falls on him, but yeah, I think color-wise, I'm probably gonna change him back and make a V3 of this guy. I also don't like that there are just giant holes in his shins. Maybe not the worst thing ever, but I don't know. I don't really like that. But there's not really an easy way to fill that gap in there. So, oh well. I'll get around to it. The tires on here, on one hand, I don't really like that they kind of clash color wise. I think they are still in scheme with like what a toe of iron is supposed to have, but he doesn't really have any other black on him. I kind of justify it by pairing it with these clubs, so it's kind of like, oh, he's got like ankle weights or something to go with the clubs. That's the only other black that's on him, really. So it's, I don't know if that really comes across, but it looks all right. He looks all right, even with his colors being kind of funky right now. This sash, I'm pretty sure that this is like a Ninjago wing, like from some Ninjago set, like a dragon, or something like that. But I honestly, I don't know. I just found it on Bricklink and thought it would be cool. Now, oh, and his upper legs, they're just this like Technic assembly with this Knight's Kingdom armor piece here. I'll get to his torso. He has this Vaki waist. I kind of don't think it should be brown. I was going for the rust kind of look, but the regular brown doesn't quite do the same kind of effect as this orangey brown. So maybe I'll just have to change this back to black instead of having this brown here on his like hips. Give you a better view of like the assembly of his body. You can see he's posable to an extent, but I try not to do it too much just because of the way his like armor is attached here at the front. It's not solidly connected, so it's kind of swivels a little bit, and if you pose him a little wrong, then it's kind of hard to get him oriented back without taking the whole sash thing off. My reasoning for these two pistons at the back is since he was supposed to be like a bodybuilder, they have that kind of V shape to their bodies. I think that's like their lats or whatever that they have that makes them shaped like that. So these are kind of like robot lats, I guess. A little weird maybe, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. To kind of pair him with the strongman look, I built another MOC to go with him, so he's kind of like a package, supposed to be kind of like a package deal. I'll just bring this guy onto the frame here. I have this Hordika of Plasma who's supposed to kind of give off the vibe of like a strong man in the circus with his tiger, like his like pet trained tiger, since he's orange and white. Well, I guess tigers aren't all, they have some white on them, they're mostly orange and black, but you get the idea. It's this like bestial orange guy, so they're like man and beast, that kind of thing. And let's see. I'm gonna have to pause this recording for just a second so that I can put in on his actual, or his original weapon rather. Just because it's kind of hard to put in. It'll take 10 billion years to do if I have it on camera. But I will stick it right here. It is a barbell. He fights with a barbell. He says he's a bodybuilder, you know, a strong man. So give me 1 second and I'll give him that to hold. All right, here he is with this barbell weapon. Put him back a little bit, give you a better view of him. He really doesn't struggle that much to hold it. He does a pretty good job of just holding it pretty steady right there. I really like how that looks. Like, I really like how this works. Maybe he shouldn't have all that red in the barbell. Maybe I should have made it all silver and not a bunch of different colors, but I think it looks fine. The way he holds it, they're not actually connected. He has these two little Technic pieces on each hand that little axles in here just slot into, and then he holds it with the fingers. So they're not connected, but it's pretty solid. Like he's not really in danger of like dropping it, so I can have him do stuff like this where he's holding it. He's a little wobbly, so it takes me a second to get him actually standing firm holding it. But yeah, it's like a big staff, like a double mace or something. Well, yeah, that's the end of the review for this guy. I only have a couple more of the Toa Proxima left to review, although one of them I haven't taken any pictures for, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm Doom District. This has been a mock review. If you want to keep seeing more mock reviews, give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep making some more.